Hi there. In this video I'm going to show you how to remove the front seats in an Audi A4 B8 from 2010. Okay, so because we are working with seats that have airbags in them, first thing that we need to do is disconnect the battery, but with the ignition on. So you put the key on, press it, obviously don't touch the pedal so your engine doesn't start, and then go and disconnect the battery. That's what the manual says you should be doing when working with airbags. Okay, so with the contact on, now I will disconnect the battery. It's a 10mm socket in here. Let's undo this. Oopsie. Some report that you should remove this prior to disconnecting and reconnecting, so you don't give the battery management a shock. I never did this before, so I'm not sure if I will do it now or not, but yeah, whatever. Okay, it's disconnected and out of the way, as you can see. So let me go to the seats and start working. Okay, so to do this you need to come in the back of the seat, or you can try from the front, but it's easier to come here and search for a button. You will feel it, it's here under my finger, and in the other side there's nothing. So here we have a button. Not sure on which side in this seat it is. No, it's still, it's also on the left side, so on the left side of the seat, at least for left-hand drive cars. And start moving this upwards, and at this point I kind of will need two hands. You push really strong on this button and then wiggle this thing a bit upwards and pull it out. But yeah, you need to push quite strong on the button. Okay, so press on the button. You can use your second hand until you feel it's pressed, and now lift this thing up, and yeah, my seat, it's already reaching the top, so I cannot pull it out, although I think I can do it like this somehow. Yeah, and it's out. Okay, so let's get to working. Removed the headrest. I'm not sure if that will be included in this video or a separate video in the description, so we will see. When I edit this, it's in the highest position, the chair itself, and furthest to the back as possible. And next, what we need to do is remove these plastic covers. Okay, there might be another way. I think you can actually separate this plastic from the rail itself. Let's see. Yep, one side it's separated. Let's separate the other one, and it will also come with this one, so you don't need to particularly get this one apart from this. Let's see how I undo this side. Yeah, so you just put this flathead between the plastic and the rail itself and push it, so it will come undone from those holes, and now everything is actually loose in here, and we are done. And let's see how that, yeah, that was broken by me another time when I worked on it. So easier to take the whole thing out and get full access in here. Okay, did exactly the same thing for the other rail, so let's get to the screws now. Okay, to undo these screws, they don't have a Torx head on them, so you would need something like this. It's an S2M10, and I think it's somehow called 3 squares or something like that. It has a weird number because it's actually generated by the four corners of a square if you rotate it 3 times. Or, yeah. Anyway, there's that, but I have a set of these because I have an Audi and I need it. Yeah, so let's undo the front screws for the moment. Now that the front screws are undone, we need to get the seat ready for being taken out. So we need to undo this to get to the connectors, which will be done with a flathead. Just get it under here and it's out. And we can completely remove this cover if the seat is in the highest position, so you have enough room. And let's start. The yellow one is the airbag, and as you can see, this pink one has a latch in here, so you push on that and lift it up. The red one has a latch on the other side, again push it in and lift it up. And the airbag one, I'm not sure yet how to do this. Yeah, that one I need to investigate. Let me get the green one out for the moment. These three big ones have the same latching mechanism. They are extremely easy to get out. And I will investigate a bit for the airbag. Okay, I'm not sure if I did this correctly or not, probably not. I pulled on this black clip until it allowed me to lift everything out. Do not pull on the wires like I'm doing now, that's not a good idea. And now I have access to this black mechanism that I think needs to be pulled up in order to undo the connector itself. So be back in a second. Actually no, I was wrong, it needs to be pushed down. If you can see, when the hooks latches onto it, if I pull upwards, I cannot do it. The black part will remain a bit lower, so there's that. And now it's unhooked. And I will tell you a bit about this particular connector because it's not easy getting seats exactly with this one. Okay, and now we have a big blob of plastic right there, which needs to be taken out. It's basically holding everything into position. I think I will use a flathead screwdriver to get it under it and pry everything out. Yeah, that also has a latch, if you see it right in there. So you push on that latch, and when it's pushed, this thing, let me try and show you it. Some things are really hard to do with one hand. If that is pushed, this thing, you could see it moving. This thing is coming out quite easily. There's actually a latch on the other side also, so both halves of this thing have latches. You need to undo both of them to get this out. And now our wires are free here, and we need to deal with, how can I show you, the seat belt itself. Okay, now with the seat fully in the forward position, we pry out the plastic that's covering this thing. It has two clips, one on a side and one on the other, and actually one there in the middle, but we don't deal with that, it comes out by itself. I just pried everything apart by putting a flathead screwdriver between this plastic and the metal through this edge. And there's that. And let's see how we get this thing out. I think it has something to do with this sheet metal. I think it needs to be, yep, for sure, that's what it is. You need to pull it towards us, slide this thing down, and it's out. So this thing latches onto that, and it's done. And now we only need to undo two screws in the back, and this whole seat will come out. Now I will slide the seat in such a way that the rails do not protrude in any direction from it, so it's easier to get it through this door opening. Okay, so I have the driver's seat in. Again, could not open the door because of that, and without being able to move this thing, I couldn't move the car. So it went through this door and over all of this and in here. So if I could do it like this, it should be easy for you with the door open. I have the screws in place but not tightened, obviously. Make sure the rails are aligned one to the other. And yeah, there's that. I will replace this. It seems it's missing this part in here, so I will put one of those from my own seat. What else? Yeah, I need to get this thing backwards to the maximum, and I think that's that. I also have the front screws, but they are just again wiggling in there, so I have a bit more room to go under it and connect all the connectors. So let's get to doing that. And we are under the seat and we need to do this backwards. So connect this thing first, which will most likely be a pain because I have the seat in the highest possible position, so this is a bit stretched, but it did clip in place. So there's that. And now make sure there is nothing as this hair in here. Come on, into the connectors. And yeah, start plugging everything in. That should be our goal. I have no clue if I'm actually filming properly for you or not. Yeah, I will be back to you when all of these are connected, because or I don't know what you can see or what you cannot see. And the airbag must go. Come on. Be back in a second. Most of these things are connected. Now let's see about the airbag itself. Remember, we still don't have I'm not sure if you can see anything in here. This is a pain to do. I'm not even sure it's properly done yet. I need to investigate. I cannot film while putting the airbag in. The battery is still disconnected. Remember that, it's important. Okay, so you really need to push the airbag connector in there, but as you can see, it's safe and secure now and everything is well in here. So I can put back the plastic cover, which goes in, not sure if you can see, but something like this. That part will go under the plastic in the end and you simply push it in place and it's done. Front screws tightened, one of the plastics is already in, putting back the second one, and they go in something like that. Make sure it goes over the screw. Come on, camera, focus in there. Yeah, doing this with my left hand, trying to watch the camera if it will focus or not. It's not really easy. Yeah, and you need to wiggle it a lot in place to make sure it actually clips in. Yeah, I need to do this off camera. It's impossible to film and clip that thing in at the same time. And it's done. Ta-da! And now I need to move the seat forward, and yeah, again need two hands, and do the rear. Plastic changed. The other one is in perfect shape. Now let's get this thing back in place. Make sure it's straight up to there, and this plastic needs to be higher on it so it doesn't bother you. You insert it, come on, zoom in there. You insert that thing where the hole is wide, and then put it upwards, and as you can see, it, no matter what you try, it will not go down, so it's locked in position. And now you come with the top plastic cover on it, and I think I would need to move the seat forward because I don't have enough room in here. Sorry about that, the seat is already to the maximum in the forward direction, so you need to lower the plastic as much as you can and push on it to actually clip it in place. And yeah, it will take a bit of time to wiggle it around until you find its location, but yeah, that's it. It doesn't make a really satisfying clip, but it is clipped, as you can see, not moving anywhere. So there's that. To put the headrest back in place easier, make sure it's pushed all the way in. So these are as much as possible inside this, pushed. And then you should have a bit more room in here, but you still need to lower the seat to the max, so I need to do that now. To put these things back in. And there's that. So front driver's seat is done and looking much better than the original ones. Great. Let's deal with the other one. Okay, so the front seats are in, both of them connected, tightened, everything in place, fitting properly, and honestly looking much sharper compared to my original seats. Way better. Done. Battery connected, nothing fishy, everything powered on again.